Did you have a good evening? Did you have a good night? Did you enjoy the hospitality of VHub? Let's give a thanks to the CEO. Sita, get up here. VHub, not T-Hub. There's a guy. Sita, come here, come here. No. He has to sit down because he has not read a book yet. That's the first thing. The second thing is, he wonders about our style of design. And yes, it's true, I took my tie to match the colors. Do you see this? That is grown-up leadership here. Thank you all for being here. We have a much more serious topic than what I have introduced so far. I want to address especially those of you who are winners, those of you who are national experts, those of you who are coming to join the WSA community because of your interest in what we can do with digital technologies for a positive social impact. WSA is, as you have repeatedly heard, known, and also digested, it is something where the quantity of things do not matter so much. And I give you the numbers so that you can be resting assured that what I'm telling you about the quality of issues and the quality of focus, that this is supported and also founded well in various different kind of numbers. The issue today here is digital democracy and us. I'm seeing that there is somebody playing with this here. Can I just have the slides which I want and not which the technician wants? Or AI wants? Or MI wants? Man intelligence. Can we have W intelligence, women's intelligence? My clicker does not relate to my slides. Okay, now we are ready? Thank you. So, the point is, what I wanted to do is I wanted to reassure you regarding that there are the numbers, but what matters is the quality of our learning together. And it is the quality which has changed dramatically over the last 10 years. What I have to tell you today is that the promise of the computerization, of the informatization, of the digitization of societies around the globe, that promise has been delivered with a poison pill. And we have to look at the dark side of digitization as much as we look at the bright side. WSA Global Congress is a time to focus on the bright side. But when we look at the dark side, we need to see that the bright side has been a promise not delivered. We have talked about the worldwide access of information. Yes, we got that, but we got also a worldwide network of conspiracy theories and fake news. We have a timeless connection of people and things, but we have also mobbing, hate news, and the spread of violence and pornography. We have just-in-time communication at no metered costs, but we have an addiction and an epidemic of social addiction, especially among young women, in terms of, in the developing countries, in terms of being always online 8 to 12 hours a day. We have empowered individuals and social movements, but it has given rise to those people who propagate populist ideas, autocratic government, and a kind of shameless misuse of democracy. And it allows 24/7 services and commerce with the appropriate forms of exploitation. This common scenario of hope and trust and progress has been not delivered without the poison side. The poison side of an increasing common scenario of dysfunction and also of despair in terms of the threats of democracy. So what you have is all those things which I'm enumerating here as the very issues to which we have to respond and which we have to be accountable for. These are issues which are relevant across nations, across continents. They are global issues. Inasmuch as the very base of which we are talking about, which is the technological transformation through digital, is a global phenomenon. And we know, you know, we all know what it does to the democratic governance of our societies. Now, the point is, what is it what we need to do when we look at the arc of history, the trajectory where this digital transformation leads us? Does it all lead us to progressiveness? Do it all lead us into a good life, social justice and democracy and peaceful negotiations among nations? Or will it bend towards an arbitrary, whimsical rule and also a global collusion of autocracies? The answer is not given. The answer is the result of struggles, of your efforts, of our efforts, and also of a global community of people who are answering to this question. This conference, this Global Congress, is asking a question. And you are part of the response. You are the part of the response in terms of, do we make the arc of digital human progress in history lead us into a positive future, into a future of an equitable and just society, or will it be leading us into autocratic domination, exploitation, and zombieism across the continents? You might say, why are you addressing me as a winner? Why are you addressing me as a national expert? What is it what you want me, what you want from me? I want you to be assured and to invest and to take purchase in WSA because you are convinced that we can have a positive transformation of our societies, that there is a bright side of the digital revolution. And you can say that you are not, with your solutions, stealing data from people, but that you serve people, that you are not exploiting people, but that you are working to improve lives in your community, and that you tackle problems and you are not part of spreading lies and disinformation, and that you are meeting needs of people rather than abuse them by stealing their data and not remunerating them for what they are offering. So I say, welcome to the winners. You are a select group. You are the people who are giving actually hope. Why are you a select group? Because you were selected on the national level in your own countries. You are one of 8 possible choices in your countries. You are one of the 8 possible choices to go from your country onto a global scale. And then what happened is that this year we had 413 nominations from 96 countries, and 352 were completed. And you are here because you were selected from that on a short list of 133 solutions from 63 countries. And we had a short list from all around the world, and you are the selected few of that. So when you look at this process of a 3-step nomination, this is an incredible journey of evaluation, of quality assurance, of investigation, and also of interaction. One of the things which we have introduced over the last 2 or 3 years is that every grand jury has had a direct Zoom conversation with you as winners before making a decision. And that is a really interesting thing. It gives you transparency who the jurors are, and the jurors get a feel for who you are and how we can trust each other. And I think that is something very, very important, that you realize that you went through a process which might not have been as onerous as you might think later on, but it has been very much in terms of a diligent and responsible selection. The selection is at the very end on the issue of impact. How much can we say as experts from outside, looking at what you have submitted and what we learned from you in terms of how you meet the human needs in your community? WSA has a mission. It is within the global context of the United Nations World Summit on Information Society process, which started in 2003, to bridge digital divides. And what is really interesting is that your solutions are actually helping to bridge those digital divides in many different kind of places, in many different ways. You will have later on today a special workshop on social impact measurements, how to refine your social impact, how to use that kind of thinking in terms of social impact, how you are not just doing it for yourself and for what your narrow kind of views of what is monetizable and what is not, but how you can branch out and also broaden your impact. And it is something where you need to challenge each other. You need to challenge each other in terms of in which way can you learn from the other? Can you learn from the transparency of how they are doing things and how you can social franchise? WSA is a community where the main thing is not competition, but cooperation, where the main thing is how to learn from each other and how to build democracy. Democracy is a way of how we are included in the exercise of power in our societies. And we will have later on a panel where we will investigate this in regard to political participation, in regard to AI, in regard to empowerment, and how AI and empowerment can merge together within a form of governance which is more just and more participatory than what we can see now. Democracy is something where we all are actually endowed with the kind of very basis of human dignity, which is the freedom to act, not to have to ask and not to have to panic that whatever you do or say is arbitrarily being misused in order to punish you or to give you a social disadvantage. And democracy is a way of how we can live together on the basis of a real true equality, that we see eye to eye, that we are treating each other with the same respect, and that government treats us with the same respect as the government expects us to treat as well. Your solutions can be summed up and also clustered around themes which underpin democracy, which make democracy work. And while you're working on something like technology for good, or if you're working on smarter solutions for healthcare, or if you're looking at in terms of how to transform in your society agriculturally, educationally, or in terms of governmental services, these are all things, these are all solutions which make the complex fabric of society work in a way that democracy can be a good way of how to govern ourselves. I say thank you very much to Telangana State. I want to thank very much WeHub and T-Hub. I want to thank everybody involved here. I want to thank Digital Empowerment Foundation for the work they are doing, spreading out into the communities, not just here in the center of a city, but outside in the rural areas. This not only requires respect, but it also offers for us an opportunity to learn where we need to go. And all the partners around here in Telangana, which have been very much helpful in terms of our work. Welcome to the Global Congress. Thank you for joining here.